What's up? It's Daniel here with Wealthy Clients, and in this video, we're gonna cover the best ways to get tax planning clients online. Now, with that being said, some of them are better, some of them are worse, so I will also rank which ones are the best and which ones I recommend pursuing first based on kind of where you're at. Now, with that being said, if we haven't met before, my name's Daniel Schulte. I run a marketing agency that specifically helps tax planners get affluent clients. So I have a unique perspective of not just seeing what works with one firm, but with what works pretty much for every firm. And there are some slight nuances that I've seen and we've been able to implement with our clients that by doing so, they're able to get a ton of tax planning clients on a regular basis. So with that being said, let's dive right in. So before we dive into the actual methods of how to get the clients, it's important to understand a few nuances. And the first one is just outbound versus inbound marketing. Now, outbound is typically done with manual labor. So in order to continue growing, you need to add people or labor in order to get the leverage to be able to scale further and further. Now, personally, that's not my favorite because I'm just not in favor of managing people. And the other way is inbound. And typically with inbound, you're going to be leveraging media. You can see this big bookshelf behind me. This is all an example of media. Radio, TV, online, this is all media. And the nice thing about media is that anytime you want to scale it up and go further, all you have to do is spend a little bit more money or produce more content. Whereas with outbound, typically you have to add in more people in order to scale that. Now, with that being said, if you are just starting out as a tax planner, typically you're not going to have the money to be able to actually go and implement these paid ad strategies, which is technically a myth. I'll explain in a minute why that is. But if you're just starting getting tax planning clients, some of the best things that you can do is by taking your existing client base and upselling them into tax planning, okay? However, if you're going directly out, it really comes down to a couple of things when it comes to outbound. The first one is going to be cold email. I'm a fan of cold email, specifically not the mass kind where you're sending like thousands of people the same message, but what's called a Dream 100 outreach strategy. Now with the Dream 100 outreach strategy, you're gonna go through and you're gonna make a list of the best potential clients that you want to work with. And you're going to create an outbound campaign that reaches out to these people on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, continuing to reach out, provide value, and invite that person for some kind of free consultation. Now this is great because it's super inexpensive. You can reach out online, you can reach out through email, you can even do direct mail and cold calling. And with this strategy, it's great because again, it doesn't cost you anything to do. Now with that being said, there is always some sort of cost. And if you're not paying with money, you're paying with your time, okay? So outbound is also great because you can pick and basically with a sniper rifle choose exactly who you want to market to. So if you're just starting out, I would highly recommend using the Dream 100 strategy. Go through, make a list of the top clients that you would like to work with, and then start sending cold email, calling them, even direct mail, and providing value in advance of the ask. So you wanna make sure you're not like the annoying salesperson that just goes and is like, oh yeah, book a call, book a call, book a call. You wanna provide value, show your expertise, demonstrate your expertise, and if you can, right, give them some tax strategies in advance that they can leverage. I actually had a client one time, he was trying to close the owner of a $35 million company. And the owner was like, yeah, I just don't know. And so what he did is he gave the prospect a strategy. The prospect went and implemented it on his own. The next week he came back and he was like, hey, we implemented it. Absolutely love it. Let me know where to sign. That's why I always recommend providing value in advance. The other reason is that it is a cognitive bias. There's a book called Influence by Robert Cialdini, highly recommend it, and he goes over 5 key pillars of being able to influence the party on the other side of the table. Whether that's your spouse, whether that's a client. In this scenario, it's going to be a client. And it's called the law of reciprocity. So anytime you give somebody something of value, they're gonna feel a little bit of indebtedness, and it's gonna help you close that deal. So if you're doing any type of cold outbound, make sure that you're providing value in advance before doing any kind of ask. And that goes hand in hand with the paid ads as well, which is a perfect opportunity for us to switch over to the second way to get people, which is inbound. You can do things like JV partners or referral partners. The problem with it is that it's kind of similar to regular referrals. Okay, referrals are inbound, but the problem with it is that there's no predictability, right? You don't decide when the next referral is going to come into play. And same thing with JV partners. A lot of people are looking at financial advisors to work with them, or wealth advisors, insurance advisors, whatever you want to call them. But the problem with that is that there's no predictability. And as soon as you run out of their clients, you have to go and find another partner and do the whole thing again. My favorite thing to do for inbound is two things. The first one is organic content. Now, organic content, again, is nice because you don't have to pay anything in order to do it. And just like I'm doing, you can really showcase your expertise, provide that value in advance. The hard part about it is that same thing, there's no predictability. You don't have control over the algorithm, and you don't know whether or not it's gonna go viral. And unless you're somebody like Mark J. Kohler, Carlton Dennis, who's really cracked the code, then it's really gonna be hard to get organic content to work. Now, my personal favorite is using what's called direct response advertising. And this is the best way that any tax planner can get clients. Now, with direct response advertising, what that is, it's a type of paid ads, but it's not the paid ads where you just like smile and you're like, hey, here's who we are. Direct response advertising is exactly what it sounds like. Its only goal and purpose is to get a direct response from that prospect, and it's trackable. And at the end of the day, you want to be able to put $1 in, get $2, $5, $10 back out quickly. With direct response advertising, the cool thing, and a lot of people think of it as a cost, but I really think of it as free, because as long as your ads are making money, you have a profitable investment. A way that it would work is pretty simple with paid ads. You pick your target market. Just like with your Dream 100, you want to have an idea of who you're going to be marketing to. When you market to everyone, you really market to no one, because the message is so bland that it lands on deaf ears. So the first step is to carve out exactly who your ideal client is. The second thing, and the biggest differentiator between brand advertising and direct response, is that you're going to have some type of offer. So in the ad, when you're doing this, the offer can be, hey, I put together a free training video for you to check out. Hey, I put together, or it can be a very direct offer. Hey, we're gonna save you, $50,000 in taxes. And so by doing that, you're able to measure the effectiveness of what your offer is. And just like the Dream 100, you'll be providing value in advance of asking for that offer or eliciting that offer. And so this is my personal favorite, because unlike the outbound, right, you don't have to scale with people. Once you get something cranking and working, which you're able to test out with a small ad budget, and I'll give you a little hack here in a second for funding your advertising. But the nice thing about this is if you want more clients, let's say every time you put in $2,000, you get a client out who pays you, let's just say, $2,000. Well, the nice thing is that you just got a client for free. And the nice thing is that if you have recurring in your business, which if you don't, I highly recommend you do, then you're able to get that customer for free, and the next month they start paying you, which is pretty much pure profit outside of the labor that it costs to fulfill that service. So if you want to get, let's say, an extra 5 clients that month, then hey, every time I spend $2,000, I get a client who pays me $2,000. Okay, so you break even and get a customer for free. Well, if I want 5 clients, then I just need to spend $10K this month. And the nice thing is that once you get your system so dialed in, it's not even a cost for you anymore. Because every time you put in $2,000, you might be selling a $5,000 package and getting a 2.5 times return back, which same thing then goes into the recurring billing and allows you to get customers for free, build up your back end business, and so you're super, super, super profitable and can basically get clients on demand. And that's exactly what we provide for our clients is we build direct response advertising systems that every time you put in $1, you're able to get $2, $5, $10 back. And the cool thing, I'm gonna give you guys a little hack here. Instead of risking your own money, I recommend using other people's money as you're testing and figuring out what works. So if you have a credit card as opposed to a debit card, the nice thing about the credit card is that you're leveraging the bank's money. You never put any of your own money at risk. So you have all your dollars in your bank account, and let's say that you have a $5,000 advertising budget. Let's say that let's just do a $10,000 budget to make it simple. So you have a $10,000 ad budget, and let's say that you try 10 different ads, angles, offers, what have you. So you have a $1,000 budget for each. Well, if 9 of those end up sucking, okay, that's $9,000 that you lost, yes. However, let's say one ad works where you put in $1,000 and you sell $5,000 back. On paper, it looks like you're still down $5,000 because of all these losers. But what you now have is a winning ad that you're able to scale up. And so as you scale it up, the winnings from this ad takes care of all the losers and you're able to recoup your investment, and you did so without ever sacrificing or putting at risk your own money, because with the credit card, that money's not coming out of your bank account. With the credit card, you're leveraging the bank's money, you're going and you're paying Facebook, let's say. The clients come on, they pay you back, you're able to get all that cash in and pay the card off before there's any interest, and you didn't risk any money from your own bank account. In fact, at this point, you probably put money in your bank account from the advertising and direct response ads that you're running. So those are the different ways that you can get tax planning clients online, and the best ways to do it. Again, the worst way is typically some sort of outbound that you have to scale with manual labor. The second one is organic ads, right? Those are okay, but same thing, there's still no predictability. Referrals and JV partners, you have no idea the next time they're gonna send you the referral. And by far the best way to get clients online with predictability is using direct response advertising that can turn $1 into $2, $5, $10 and do it quick. So hope this video was super valuable. There's a ton to unpack here, so go back and watch it again, or you can check out the other videos on my channel. This is Daniel with Wealthy Clients, and we'll see you on the next one.